What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Steel City Live, only here on Mic Drop Sports. We truly, truly appreciate you. Make sure you're putting your comments, questions, and concerns inside of the live chat as we dive in here on a Wednesday. We'll give everybody a few minutes to start getting things rolling here as the Pittsburgh Steelers do lose out on a cornerback, Jaire Alexander, being signed to the Baltimore Ravens for a one-year deal. We'll go over that. We'll talk about several other things here on the show tonight. We will let your comments, questions, and concerns be our guide here as we move through the show. We'll talk about that cornerback position. We'll talk about what that means for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we'll talk about, are you comfortable with the Pittsburgh Steelers in the cornerback position currently on that roster, and have they done enough? And do you think missing out on a guy like Jaire Alexander was just detrimental, considering he went to a division rival? There's a lot going on there, and a lot of things I need to say about that also, and we will dive into that. But I definitely want to hear what you guys and your thoughts are on the topic. But don't forget, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff as we move through the show. That's truly appreciated very, very much. I know it's the off season. I know it's the dead period, and it's definitely one of those slow times. But there's always Steeler news, man. There's always news going down. We have a super chat coming in early from AWOL Bang Bang Steeler Gang. Thank you, my man, for the super chat. We truly appreciate that very, very much. Thank you, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We got Daniel Berry Sports Highlights in the house. What's up, man? Happy Wednesday. Craig Werlow in the house. What I didn't want to happen did with Alexander going to the Ravens for a cheap deal. Unfortunately, it was a great move by them. You bring up a good point, Craig. Yeah, nobody wanted to see it happen, but you bring up a good point here. Does anybody really even know if Jaire Alexander even wanted to come to the Pittsburgh Steelers? He wanted to be reunited with Lamar Jackson. That's the news. That's the rumor. That's what, is the real situation here. So did the Steelers ever even have a chance? That's the real thing here. It's not an ideal move for the Steelers. It sucks for the Steelers. Hopefully he'll continue not being really available all the time, and that will benefit the Steelers. But did he even want to come here? That's the real thing, guys. And I don't think a lot of people take that into consideration. We just talk about how much of a disaster it is, which truly it is, no doubt. I'm not lying about it. You're not lying about it. But the guy might not even want to been here. He's a free agent. He didn't have to choose the Pittsburgh Steelers, nor did he want to be here, it seems like. So I don't think it's a real loss for the Steelers in terms of that, because I don't think they ever pursued him because he just simply didn't want to come. What is up? AWOL says, hey, Mike Drop. What's up, Big JD? How are you, my friend? AWOL says it was a great move. He went to school with Lamar Jackson and turned down several teams. Yeah, and guys, we don't even know if the Steelers reached out and said, hey, Jaire, we're interested. And he may have just said, I'm not. I'm not. So I don't think as a fan base, we can all sit here and get super upset with Omar Khan and company, because they may never even had a chance. And I'm going to say this. The chances are they probably didn't have a chance, guys. So why are we upset with the Steelers and Omar Khan if that's the case? That's the question here. Craig says if he stays healthy, their secondary's looking pretty damn good. Yeah, it is. And, they'll be picked to win the division again. The Steelers will be picked to finish fourth, and we'll see how the season unfolds. That's what it is every single year, and that's how it goes. And Lamar Jackson will be his great self inside of the regular season, and when the playoffs roll around, he'll come back down to earth. I mean, this story's been written 5,000 times. It's just a matter of time to watch it unfold. But you're right, Craig. You're right. It is looking pretty good. Armand says, same with me with Alexander. They kind of have three cornerbacks in Baltimore. Either way, Baltimore wins. Just a bad break. Absolutely. Yeah, and that happens sometimes, Armand. Bad breaks, man. Definitely. Baltimore sucks from B Moore's Raven 76 B Moore. He says Baltimore sucks. What's up, Steve Winters in the house? My Floyd is Pink 79. I'm not upset or scared about the signing. All that for one playoff win. I mean, I don't know. The guy's just simply, and I know it can't be overlooked. We can say it. The guy's not available. He's only been available for 14 games over 2 years. I'm not sure I'd be really excited. I know he's a top five cornerback when he's healthy, but that's the real question if he's going to be healthy. I mean, I love the guy. He's a fantastic athlete, a fantastic cornerback. But his big issue is availability. And what's the major thing in the NFL that you need as a player to have a long standing career in the NFL? That is to have availability. Have availability is the biggest thing for you as an NFL player. Lamar, this is the dumbest comment I've heard in a long time. Ravens 76 B more. He says Lamar wins Super Bowl this year. Buddy, you've had some good chances. You've had some good teams in Baltimore. And Lamar Jackson and the playoffs isn't the same Lamar Jackson you see in the regular season. Lamar Jackson, when he typically plays the Steelers, isn't the same Lamar Jackson that you see. The Steelers definitely, fell against him last year, but that was an oddity during his career. Let's be real honest. We can look at the numbers. But again, Lamar Jackson's not the same player in the playoffs. And that's not Jason making it up. That's the truth. It isn't hate, Ravens 76 B more. That's not hate. It's truth telling. And a lot of fans that have their fan hat on and are ultra sensitive about it, when you talk about their team, they're gonna get their feathers ruffled and they're gonna act and they're gonna say things like that. Stop hating. That's not hate. It's truth telling. And when the truth comes out, most people don't want to hear it. Lamar Jackson's playoff record is dog shit. Lamar Jackson has never won anything in his life in terms of his playoff NFL playoff career, his college football career in terms of significant titles or anything like that. Individual accolades are individual accolades. This isn't an individual sport. It's a team sport, the ultimate team sport. And I'm not ever going to go away from that. I'm sorry. Until he can win something, you can't sit there and say, oh, he's the MVP all the time. What makes him the MVP? His lack of fucking Super Bowl rings? That might make him I guess if that's what makes you an MVP, I don't want you on my ball club. That's not hate. Again, that's truth. We had their number with the terrible QBs. Now we have Rodgers. All we need is another weapon. That's from AWOL Bang Bang Steeler Gang. Craig Werlo with the move. Does that make Steelers finding a number two wide receiver more important? I think it does. And again, guys, I told you guys this on the show yesterday, and you guys really got to get off this number two stuff. They aren't looking for a number two. They had a number two in George Pickens. But, they let that go. And I got reasons why, now that I've thought about it a little bit longer, of maybe why they let him go. And we'll talk about that later in the show. But they want a 1A. They want another number one. That's what they want. I can guarantee it, guys. That's what they're looking for. Because they could have settled already. They could have got an Amari Cooper. They could have got some of these other players that are sitting on free agency. They could have just got a run of the mill guy. They could have already done that. They have 3, 4 on the depth chart type pieces already. They have those guys. They have a number two in Calvin Austin, and whether anybody wants to admit it or not, he is. But they have those things. What they need is a true number two, or true number 1A, a real top flight weapon. And if you can't get that, you don't make the move. You don't go out there and you risk anything. It's not worth doing. It's just not. You already have a bunch of regular weapons. You already have some stellar weapons also. You already have a decent tight end room. You went out there and bolstered the running back room, in my opinion. I think Caleb Johnson's going to be fire, baby. I think Jaylen Warren's proven himself. You just got to stay healthy, and he needs to hold on to the football just a little bit more. And I think he'll be taking off in year, 3, 4, whatever it is for the Steelers. But, guys, we got to look at this, man. The Steelers won a 1A. Steelers haven't won a playoff game since 2016. Yeah, but they got 6 Lombardi trophies sitting in the trophy case. Whether they came yesterday, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, it's still 6 Lombardis. That's more than the Baltimore Ravens have. That's way more than the Baltimore Ravens have. So if I were to trade that in, if I could say, oh, I want a playoff win from 2016 to 2025, or you got to give away. If I give you that playoff win, I got to give away those 6 Lombardi trophies. I would say the answer is no. 6 Lombardi trophies. That's what we play this game for. Rings, baby. And until you got the rings to support the bullshit, the shit talking, you really don't got a valid argument. You just don't. You This guy says I know I'm not even mad because I know Lamar will win a Super Bowl. Facts, buddy. First of all, I'm probably not your buddy. No, I'm just messing with you. I'm just jazzing you. Don't take offense. Don't get all twisted. But anyway, um, no, dude, I can't see it. He falls apart in the playoffs. And again, when Lamar does, or if he ever does, I will say great. He's a champion. He deserves to be crowned, man. But until then, I can't say it. Is he a phenomenal athlete? Is he a great quarterback? Yes, but he's not a playoff quarterback. He's not that guy. Yeah, we don't answer questions until you got 6 rings. Yeah, true. Mark Malone, they're gonna hash out whether they need another wide receiver in Malibu. Rogers will say we need one or we're good. I don't know if he got that much pull, Mark, but maybe. Hey, I hope they figure it out wherever they got to figure it out, baby. Craig Worley, sounds like you are a mad Ravens. Yeah, he's a mad fan. Most of them. Uh, I lost 2 Super Bowls. What do you mean you lost 2 Super Bowls? Yeah, the Steelers have played in 8 Super Bowls. How many of Super Bowls have the Ravens played in? I know the Steelers have played in 8. They're 6-2. That's a pretty phenomenal record. I don't know if we want to talk shit on the Steelers Super Bowl record. Let's be real about that. That's kind of stupid. That's an argument that you can't win. Miss Pittsburgh in the house. What's up, Miss P? Whatever. Baltimore, last AFC North team to win a Super Bowl. Well, congratulations. I mean, that's awesome. Did they win it with Lamar Jackson? I know the answer to that question. Do you? Craig Warlow, you was getting a bit upset when he says facts about Lamar. Yeah, everybody does. And a lot of fans don't want to hear the facts, man. Does Jaire Alexander make the Baltimore Ravens a Super Bowl contender instantly? Nobody can say the answer is yes to that question unless he's healthy. And I don't think he's been healthy very much. Is he a phenomenal guy? Yes. Would I have loved for him to be a Pittsburgh Steeler? Yes. But again, I don't think he wanted to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. I don't think the Steelers even had a prayer of landing him, no matter if they wanted to or not. I think they may have even reached out, but he probably just said no. I think he wanted to play with Lamar Jackson. They went to college together. Oh, I know. I don't take it personal, man. I just tell the truth. A lot of people don't like the truth, and I don't take anything on here personal. Believe that, bro. Believe that. But I gotta say the truth. I'm not doing anybody any justice by getting up here and being a fucking homer. I'm not doing anybody any justice by getting up here and saying things that aren't facts. I'm not doing you any favors. It's not worth watching the show if I'm gonna tell you any bullshit. If I'm just gonna make things up, and I'm not. And a lot of fans, they're blinded by their foggy fan goggles. That's okay. That's what I'm here for, is to clear that up for you. What's up, Big Sean in the house? Mike, hold on, wait, let me get to Mike's. I forgot him. Ravens made a move. Now Kong gonna make his number wide receiver 2. Let's go. Sean says, "What's up, Jason? We might be in for a magical year, brother. If the O line can gel and pull it together, this may end up as one hell of a ride. Let's go. I like it, baby. I like it." Steve Winters says, "Well, effing Lamar Jackson and Tomlin have a lot in common. They win regular season games." Hey, that's a good comparison, Steve. You owe Lamar Jackson an apology when he wins a Super Bowl, and I will. I'll give him one. I'm a stand up man, Ravens 76B more. I'm a stand up guy. I will say it when I'm wrong and admit it and apologize if I need to. But I am not going to apologize for truth telling. You won't get no story time out of this guy. You won't. And I'm not here to worry about fan feelings. I'm not here to worry about people's feelings. I'm here to tell the honest to God's truth. And that's what I'm going to do. And a lot of fans, again, do not want to hear that shit. It's not in their vocabulary, man. They don't want to hear truth. Truth is not anything that a lot of people in today's society even want to hear. They want to hear lies because it pacifies them. Well, Jason's not into pacifying people. I'm into telling the truth. Sometimes the truth hurts. Sometimes it feels good. But most of the time, fans don't want to hear it. Mark Malone. That's why Tomlin calls him Mr. Jackson. That's Steve Winters. Yeah, because they got the same. Yeah, they got the same thing. They're both regular season gurus. I agree, man. Raven 76B more. I respect that. Give him that apology. Until next time, I'm out. Peace. See you, man. One good thing is I know that I'll never have to give Lamar Jackson an apology. I know it for sure. I'm good with it. Like, one thing I'm ultra confident in is when I watch players and I see them perform under the big lights, when all the chips are on the table, and I see their performances and I see how the team responds because they know in the back of their head that player's never succeeded inside of the playoffs. I can just see how the team responds and sees. I can see how everything works. And I'm really ultra confident in knowing that Lamar Jackson is not going to win a Super Bowl because now everybody on that ball club, everybody that comes to that ball club, the big narrative is we got to win Lamar a Super Bowl. We got to win some playoff games to get Lamar to a championship. We got to make it there. We've been close, but we failed. But 9 times out of 10, we don't even get close. We're just, we're a second round team. We're out in the second round. They want to make fun of the Steelers and say they haven't won a playoff game. Well, the Ravens are typically 9 times out of 10 out in the second round. So they lose all the time in the second round. What's the fucking difference? You're still home on the couch watching the Super Bowl, right? You're not in the Super Bowl. So how can you make fun of football teams or talk shit to football teams that are out in the first round? What's the difference between being out in the first round or the second round? What's the difference? You're still on the couch at home watching. You're not winning a championship. I don't see the difference. None of it gives you a card to talk shit. And again, I don't talk shit. I just speak the truth. Uh, Remember, Lamar could have been a Steeler. Great quarterback, but until he gets to the big show, it's no go, baby. Yeah, he could have been a Steeler, and that was a mistake on the Steelers' part. They probably should have got him. And again, guys, I'm not doubting Lamar Jackson's ability. I think he's phenomenal. I just think he crumbles when it matters. I just think that there's going to be a mistake made somewhere that, you know, isn't conducive to moving on to a Super Bowl. That's just what I think with Lamar Jackson. Do I think that he's a bad guy? No. Do I think he's a bad player? No. I just don't think that he's got the juice to win the Super Bowl. Craig Warlow, I think both Ravens and Steelers have to do too much better in the do much better in the playoffs, or the narrative won't change. Forgive either teams. Absolutely, the narrative will not change. Craig, you're exactly right. No matter what, if these teams can't start making it to the AFC Championship game and winning them, what's really does it matter? No, they're still out. There's only 2 teams that make it to the championship. Those are the only teams that have a successful season in my eyes. If you make it to the Super Bowl, I consider that a success. Now, for it to be the ultimate success, you win the championship. But the only 2 teams in the league that have successful years are the 2 teams that make it to the championship because there's nothing else to play for. What are you playing for? To send a bunch of guys to the Pro Bowl? Is that toot your horn? Who fucking cares? There's only one thing that matters in this league, and that's catching Lombardi trophies, man. Got kissing the sticky Lombardi. That is all that matters. And again, I always say it. If it's not your mindset as a ball club that everything is a failure besides winning a championship, you're not going to win championships. You're just not. That's not how you're wired. I mean, I'm sorry. That's how it's got to be. Bang bang, Steeler gang. AWOL says Lamar Jackson said he hates playing us. I'm sure he does. Probably leaves with some bruises, man. It's a physical ball game, and the Ravens Steeler rivalry, in my opinion, has been very one sided. It's went to the Steelers for a long time. The Ravens just finally got a couple wins here last year, which was an oddity in that rivalry, but still one of the best rivalries in all of sports, no doubt about it. A Ravens Steelers game, there's nothing like it. Nothing like it. Daniel Warman, hey buddy, I hate the truth. Unfortunately, as a Bengals fan, the truth hurts, but who knows? And it does too. Good to see you, Daniel. But the truth hurts Steeler fans too, and it hurts me too sometimes because I got to look at the Steelers sometimes and say to myself, "Damn, man, damn." And it sucks and it hurts every fan base, just not a Bengals fan, a Ravens fan, Steelers fan. Every fan base got to stare down the barrel of that truth, man. Craig says, would you want the Steelers to go after Ramsey? I mean, if the price is right, I'm for any player. If the deal's right, I'm for any player that adds depth to this roster. Anybody like that can make the roster better, I'm game for. But are the Steelers game for it? That's the thing. Any deal that makes sense, I'm cool with, man. Because I look at it this way: you're just improving. That's it. You're getting the roster better on paper. And that's just what we're trying to do. Omar Khan said he's trying to win a Super Bowl this year. He got DK Metcalf and Aaron Rodgers. Do you think we can get there with what we have? Do I think the Steelers can get there with what they have? Is it possible? Yes, I think absolutely it's possible. Do I think it's going to happen? Probably not. But I do believe this. I think I'm very comfortable in saying this. I think the Steelers win a playoff game this year. Is that a success? No, not in my eyes, but it's better. It's not a success, but it's better. I'm not going to sit here and be excited and just say, oh, my Lord, they had such a great year. They won a playoff game. Yippee. That's not that I'm not that dude. You're not going to get that reaction from me. But is it possible? Absolutely. And here's another X factor, guys. Everybody goes to a 0-0 record. It's a win and go home tournament, man. And anything can happen inside of that tournament. And we've seen it happen so many times. We've seen the oddball wins and losses. We've seen teams that are absolute juggernauts get beat. You saw it last year. You saw the Detroit Lions fall to the Washington Commanders. Yes, behind a very talented arm of Jaden Daniels, one of my favorite quarterbacks in the NFL right now. I love Jaden. I love his mindset. I love the way he plays. I love his athleticism. Yes, very good young quarterback who's going to be the best quarterback to come out of that draft, hands down. But still, the Detroit Lions, an absolute juggernaut throughout the NFL regular season. Just saying. Omar Khan, asleep at the wheel again. Big pun. Who says that he wanted to come here? Guys, why are you so pissed at Omar Khan and talking shit to somebody that literally the player vocally said in the media he wanted to go play with the Baltimore Ravens. He wanted to be there. He wanted to be with Lamar Jackson. The Steelers did not have a chance at Jaire Alexander unless they would have came in. This is the only way they would have got him. They would have had to tremendously over fucking pay, my friends. And is that something you would have wanted them to do? I got to say this, the answer is probably no to that. I don't know how we can keep sitting here saying, oh, Mark Hahn's asleep at the wheel. Guys, he did not have a shot at him. How do I think the offensive line looks from Luddy? I think it has tremendous potential. I think that there's a tremendous amount of quality young talent across that offensive line that could spell really, really good things for Aaron Rodgers and company offensively. But I do believe that I'm a realist also, and that, they haven't proven anything yet. So I can't sit here and crown them. Is the potential there? Yes. But is there also potential for complete disaster? The answer is yes. But I do believe the Pittsburgh Steelers have a real opportunity to have a solid offensive line that is good for years to come, considering the tremendous value that they have in so many young, high drafted players across that offensive front. Guys like Zach Frazier, even guys like Mason McCormick that got tremendous amounts of starts last year that are totally invaluable to their growth and development that, can't be overlooked also. But I do believe they have a tremendous opportunity to be really, really good. Robert Rowe, Jaire Alexander has missed 13, 9, and 9 in 3 of the past 4 seasons. He played 16 out of 17 games 3 years ago. Absolutely, Robert, and I agree. And, a lot of people want to say, well, we know he gets injured, but it's worth taking a chance. And I think they're right. There, it is worth taking a chance for $4 million. and that was a tremendous value. But the only way Jaire Alexander was going to go anywhere that didn't involve a team that had Lamar Jackson on it was going to be through a tremendous overpay. And with his availability, lack thereof availability, yeah, the Steelers weren't going to do it, and they're not going to be interested in that, guys. So we can bash Omar Khan for it all we want, but he's sitting there saying the same things Jason's saying. I didn't even have a realistic opportunity at the guy in the first place, and we weren't going to tremendously overpay for him because he wanted to go to a certain place. He was going to give them a fair deal. That's what was going to happen. Again, if the Steelers would have got him for what the Ravens got him, it would have been absolutely a slam dunk. I would have took him, no doubt, but he didn't. All right, guys, super chat coming in here from our man, JD. Thank you for a good show tonight. Thank you, JD. We appreciate you as always, my friend. Thank you very, very much. That's 2 super chats tonight. We did set a 5 super chat goal again tonight. But I'm very humbled and thankful that you guys have supported the channel the way you have. Again, thank you to JD, top contributor for the month of May, and is well on his way to being the top contributor for the month of June also. So we truly appreciate JD and all of our viewers here. Whether you give super chats or not, we appreciate you just hitting a like button, share button, and subscribing if you're not already. Also, guys, before we keep moving, I hope you like the new look Mike Drops Sports logo. We're going to keep creating more and more new stuff as we continue to grow this thing. And lights and things of that nature are in the near future and about to be set up here soon. So we'll see what happens here in the next few days. Steve Winters, Rodgers is focused. Let's win the effing Super Bowl. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Absolutely. I love it, man. And here's the thing, Steve. Here's the thing. You say this. He's focused. And we'll go back to Craig's here in 1 second. He is focused. And man, it is dangerous. Dangerous when a man has a singular goal that they are ultra focused on and super determined because he has nothing to play for in terms of statistics or personal financial gain. Nothing at all. All he has to focus on is winning ball games. Craig Werlow, I feel better with the makeup of this team compared to the last 5 or 6 years. How about you? Absolutely. I think this is tremendously different roster than it even was in 2024. In my opinion, I think they've gotten vastly better. I do. I think DK Metcalf is better than George Pickens. That's an upgrade. I think Robert Woods is an upgrade there. Is he going to be a number 2 type guy? No. But I think he's a chain mover, a veteran, a solid presence inside of a wide receiver room in the National Football League anywhere he goes. So I'm excited about that. I think they did nothing but improve the defense up front, adding exciting young talent in Derek Harmon and Y.A. Black. I think they've done some things even in the secondary. I like the re-signing or the extension rather of Deshaun Elliott. I like the addition of Darius Slay. I like Eccles. I like his move. That move a lot because he can do more than just one thing. I like maybe Beanie Bishop being a second year leap type guy. Let's see if we can ever get Corey Trice going because he could come in and play in the slot. He's expressed his want to kind of move around and play anywhere and be a versatile chess piece inside of the Steelers defense. And we'll see. I definitely think the Steelers are going to be exciting defensively. I like a lot of the young additions. We'll see maybe a Jack Sawyer or somebody, pops out of nowhere. I like maybe Peyton Wilson to take a leap. I think Patrick Queen for sure is going to take a leap in year 2 with the Steelers after being familiar now with the system. Second year in the green dot, So I think there's tremendous value all across the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. And offensively, I think that they've just become a really solid unit now just with the addition of the old man Aaron Rodgers. Why? Because above the shoulders, nobody's better. He's still got a good arm, and is really ultra determined to be a winner and to end this thing right and get his career that final chapter to be written and make it a positive one. You need to go to the rubber room, Punny said. That was from Mike. Armand, you're sounding like Myron Cope. Exactly. P.S. He smoked Winston's. I don't smoke Winston's, but double yoy. Welcome back to the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Los Angeles Raiders. Isn't that what he used to say? Raiders? Didn't they used to play Los Angeles? Wasn't it the LA Raiders? Yeah. All right, guys. I love Myron Cope. He was my favorite. And you know what? Everybody talks about Myron Cope being the inventor of the terrible towel, which he was. Uh, but you know who got the terrible towel started? You know who, and this is to Myron Cope's own admission, is Lynn Swan. Lynn Swan was messing around with the towel before one of the games. I believe it was a playoff game. But anyway, I can't remember exactly which game it was. But he was messing around with the towel in the tunnel before introductions. And he just was smacking it off his side, having like a nervous habit, just messing around before the game. And he decided that when he ran out, that he was going to start waving it. It just popped into his head. So when he ran out of the tunnel, you saw Lynn Swan ripping that terrible towel around. And that's what started the towel twirling, man. That's what started it. And Myron Cope went to Lynn Swan personally and thanked him and said, thank you for doing that, because that's what got the terrible towel started. So that's a little bit of Steelers history that maybe some people didn't know. So maybe some of you younger fans didn't realize that. But Myron Cope's terrible towel, all proceeds go to a charity that I believe benefits something that his son had. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I will. So yeah, it's always great to support the terrible towel because it means so much. And I love Myron Cope. He's my favorite all-time broadcaster. Him and Stan Savran. Luddy, because if the line steps up and can perform at an above average offensive line, will dictate how far we go. Absolutely. I say it all the time on this show, Luddy. Uh, the trenches mean everything. The trenches are what makes this team go or not go. And that goes for both sides of the football. If you're not excelling in the trenches, you're not going to win ball games, and that is simple. That is the simple thing, and that formula never changes. And the big men don't get enough credit. They really, really don't. The big men are the most important players on the football field, if you ask me. Steve Winters, yep, you're exactly right. We would have overpaid, and he is injury prone. Absolutely. That would have been the only way you were getting Jaire Alexander, guys. And guys, I know you wanted him, but don't blame Omar Khan and say that he made a bad move or he was blind behind the wheel, not paying attention, being ridiculous. That's not true. You're just being a Homer fan if you're doing that, if you're saying that. You're not looking at the inner workings of it. You're not looking at the reality of it. And that isn't Jason being mean to you. That's Jason trying to speak some truth into you. It's to make you understand what is really going on here. Our defense will always play at a top 10 defense. You mean a defensive level? I hope so. Absolutely, JD is absolute fire. Fire. Daniel Warman, did the Steelers sign any undrafted free agents? From what I've seen, you all have speed and power. The defense looks scary. Thanks, Jason. Yeah, Daniel, there's several. There's a tremendous amount that they've signed. Guys that are all over the board here, man. Names are slipping my mind. I have my list here, but yeah, they've signed many. Wild dog forever. They lost a good cornerback to the Ratbirds. Not good, not good. Guys, he didn't want to play here. The Steelers didn't lose him. I get it, they did technically. Like they lost out on the chance to get him. But we have to be real. He didn't want to come to Pittsburgh. He didn't want to go anywhere but Baltimore. He wanted to play with Lamar Jackson. He said it publicly. We can't make up shit when the guy says it publicly. Miss Pittsburgh till whirl in that terrible towel. Absolutely. She's a big Myron Cope fan with that terrible towel. We love Miss Pittsburgh twirling that towel all the time, baby. Big pun. Based on Khan's performance thus far, I have zero confidence he will make the right decision when it comes time to draft a franchise quarterback. I think you're crazy, man. Pun. I love your comments, man. I think you love football. I love your passion. I think you're probably a cool dude to hang out with. But I think you're absolutely batshit fucking crazy with that comment, man, in terms of what you think about Omar Khan. And that's a friend saying it to a friend, man. Um, Sometimes you got to hear things from friends that you don't want to hear, and that comment's just crazy. Omar Khan has done nothing but a fantastic job. Omar Khan has done things that general managers in the city of Pittsburgh haven't done in quite some time. The guy's done nothing but build this football team quietly under your noses, and a lot of people refuse to pay attention to it because all they want to talk about is the big names. They don't want to talk about the things that matter. All the work that's been put into the offensive line, all of the work that's put into that defensive front, all of the work that actually really, really, truly matters. That's the big thing, man. Sean, all the time, baby. Roll the dice with our friend Corey fucking Trice. Let's go in for our next super chat of the night. This time coming from Steve Winters. Let's go, Steelers! We truly appreciate you, Steve Winters. Thank you very, very much for that super chat. One of our OGs here. Definitely an everyday listener, and truly, truly appreciate that super chat from our friend Steve Winters down there in Myrtle Beach. We definitely appreciate it down there, being a big time Steeler fan. Again, man, that's the only place I've ever been recognized from YouTube is at fucking Myrtle Beach. Go figure, dude. Go fucking figure. I can't wait, man. Hopefully next month, me and Steve are sitting back kicking a brewski. I'm hoping. Who would you want as a quarterback right now if you had a choice? And you have DK Metcalf and you have to pick another wide receiver. That's from AWOL. Bang, bang, Stuller gang. Who would I want at quarterback? I mean, the answer is Patrick Mahomes all day, every day, no matter what. He's the best. That's just what it is. Miss Pittsburgh saying what's up to her boy Sean. What's up, Zach Curry in the house? Ready for another damn good show. Mike Miller. Hi, Jason. What's up, Steeler Nation? Can we win with a new quarterback, Will Howard, beating the Cleveland Clowns? I would love it, man. I would love it, my friend Mike Miller. Tyler in the house, Mike Drop Sports. Good evening. We appreciate you, man. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you're hitting that like button for us, homeboy. We truly appreciate you guys. Again, guys, make sure you're smacking the shit out of that like button. Make sure you are commenting. Make sure you're sharing the show. And if you're not subscribed, I don't know what the hell you're waiting for. Join the conversation each and every day. Don't forget, you got to get your Mic Drop Mafia memberships because Monday is rapidly approaching and we are giving away our signed TJ Watt jersey. So make sure you guys are in for that, but you got to be a Mafia member. It's 99 cents a month. I'm giving you to Monday to get those memberships, and then the jersey is gone, baby. So make sure you get that. Armand, I'd smoke with Cope and Bucks Leland. Hell yeah, Jimmy Leland. Hell yeah. Big punt. We would have been extremely dangerous with Rodgers, DK, and Pickens. Khan really flubbed up our wide receiver room. Sometimes you make additions by subtractions, and George Pickens is a complete dumbass. He's a complete disruption. Nobody in the building liked him, and that comes out of the building, not from Jason. That comes out of the building. I mean, it is what it is. Is he a tremendous athlete? Absolutely. Is he a great wide receiver when he wants to be? Absolutely. Is there tremendous potential there? Absolutely. But is it worth the headache? Absolutely not. Let's keep going. Robert Road, the terrible towel is ready to strike, and so are the Steelers. Yeah, Myron Cope used to always say that, right? And the terrible towel is ready to strike here in Three Rivers Stadium in the city of Pittsburgh. Oh, I loved it. Oh, it just gives you chills to hear Myron Cope. I'm gonna have to get some Myron Cope outtakes or whatever takes from his radio shows and shit, so we can play them on the show. I'm gonna do that so we can have like for super chats, we're gonna have Myron Cope or something. Man, we're gonna change some shit up and have the voice of the legendary Myron Cope. Definitely. Why did they call it a terrible towel? I don't know. I don't remember. Probably because Myron said so, baby. I don't know, AWOL. That's a good question. I'll have to look that up. Wave that towel for your girl, Miss P in the house. Wave that terrible towel. AWOL, how is Ryan Shazier doing? He's doing good, man. He's coaching and stuff. Mike Miller, I'm going to New Orleans in April 2026 and also Hawaii. Never been to Hawaii. Aloha. Sean will take care of you, baby. You get down there with Sean, he'll get you all liquored up. He'll get you liquored up from the floor up, baby. So let's keep going. Let's make sure here where we at. I just want to make sure I'm good with the chat. I check over here because sometimes you guys are a little bit behind or ahead of me sometimes in this part on the app. Hey, well, it wasn't about money with Alexander. He wanted to play with his friend. Money wasn't important. When you miss your friends, they didn't lose out. Yeah, true. Absolutely. I agree. Absolutely agree, man. Absolutely agree. Also, guys, I got to say this. We need you guys to go over to Facebook. I know every damn person that watches Mike Drop Sports got a Facebook. Everybody on this planet got a Facebook. Go like and follow Mike Drop Sports on Facebook. We truly appreciate it. We've been trying to build that up for a while. It's my fault partially because I don't promote it. All I do is put the advertisements for Steel City Live. But as of today, I started posting content on there. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to try to start doing some individual content for all the platforms. But our TikTok's starting to take off in terms of views. We've already gained 50 followers and we just started. So let's start to really pick those things up. If you have a TikTok, go follow us there. If you have an Instagram, follow us there. TikTok, I already said that. Facebook, here on YouTube, and also on X. We want to try to really grow at least a couple of those platforms. So when we go live stream here, that we can stream to several different platforms at one time. That is our goal, and we would like to get monetized on TikTok and Facebook also, or whichever platforms that we can do that on. I think will definitely be very beneficial to you guys as viewers, considering the show will get better and better, and also us here at the channel. Mike says, I am getting a new Pittsburgh jersey at Costco. Oh, man, Costco got it all, baby. We did that. Armand, drafting a quarterback is the ultimate crapshoot. I hope it's a top 15 quarterback. Yeah. How many times has the Steelers drafted a top 15 quarterback? Ready, go. It ain't often, guys. They have Ben and Terry. Those are the only top 15 quarterbacks that they got. Ever. Ever. That they drafted. Ever. Does everybody realize that? The Steelers have won 6 Super Bowl championships. They've played in 8 Super Bowls, and they've only drafted a quarterback within the top 15 twice, ever. Terry Bradshaw, a number 1 overall selection, and Ben Roethlisberger. And he was the 11th overall selection. So twice in the Steelers' history. And everybody talks about how important it is that you got to get up there and draft somebody. It is. But the Steelers have done really, really well, and they've taken advantage every time they've got a franchise guy. And they've won championships with both franchise quarterbacks that they got. You know, there was tremendous potential in guys like Gillian, Henready, those guys back in the day where Terry Bradshaw was around. But, you know, those didn't work out. But you had other potential in other players, you know. Who else? Slash was before his time. Cordell Stewart, he was before his time. If he'd play in today's game, he would be absolutely a guy making $200 million. Another super chat coming in, this time from our boy, a familiar face, JD. Thank you, JD. Meyer Cope sound bites, can't wait. That's from JD. Another super chat. Another super chat. Definitely awesome for JD. Thank you so very much, JD, for yet another contribution. We are almost there, guys. About hitting our goal here. I think that's 3 or 4. So we're almost to our super chat goal. We truly, truly appreciate it. JD, you are an MVP, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Armand, drafting quarterback is the alt. We did that. Mike Miller, big punisher on the Thunderbird early. Con will get wide receiver. You guys in that Thunderbird, you, B, Sean, Big G, you guys are on that Thunderbird all the time, ain't you? That's all you guys are on. Y'all are fucking crazy, man. Y'all are fucking lights out crazy. It's funny though when y'all say that though. It's enjoyable. I like it. That's cool. He probably is though. He probably is on some other shit too. He probably just ain't on Thunderbird. He probably on some fucking old English all day long, just sipping that shit 40 ounces. Steve Winters fire. Mike Miller, here we go, Steelers. Go beat those Cleveland Clowns. Big pun. At Mike, I hope you're right. We had one, and Omar Khan traded him away. You guys are crazy about Omar Khan, man. Well, pun is. I'm sorry. I love you, man. I love your comments. But I think you're batshit crazy when it comes to Omar Khan. Hey, well, you think Patrick Mahomes is better than Aaron Rodgers, man? I don't know. I do. Right now, yeah. Definitely. And maybe, yeah. Patrick Mahomes is that guy. Look at all his championships. I mean, he's that guy, and that's what matters. And I would love Mahomes. Mahomes is definitely better than Rodgers, in my opinion. Yeah, I'd probably say that too. I think Aaron's great, but Mahomes is that guy. He's a winner, baby. TB12, Patty P or Patty M, Terry Bradshaw, those guys, Joe Montana, those guys that got rings, baby. Not just a ring, they got rings, baby. That's what matters. Look, Ben Roethlisberger played in 3 Super Bowls. He got 2 rings. Guys that got rings, rings. Not just one, or maybe almost got one. I'm talking guys that got rings, baby. All right, let's keep going. I believe if healthy, Pittsburgh signs Asante Samuels Jr. His last doctor's visit was good. His next visit is July 1st or 3rd. If it is good, he signs with the Steelers. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. I'm down for it, man. Anything that makes him better, Mark. Big pun, I do believe that Khan will get it done. Understand your frustration, but I changed my mind this season looking up. It ain't even about just being positive. It's about just being truthful. It really is. And Omar Khan's done a phenomenal job. My dad didn't like Cope, but he did. He kept it on. So cool. The deceased great media people were. Yeah, man, he was awesome. Stan Savran was another one I love for some reason. God rest his soul. He was amazing. I love Stan. I don't know why. I was a Stan Savran guy, man. Do you even remember back in the day, the Fedco Zone? John Fedco. You remember him? I like Fedco. It's Friday Night Lights here on the Fedco Zone. I love Johnny Fedco. And you had Albie Oxen Ryder, those are my guys, man. Pittsburgh guys. Those are my favorites. That's why I love Pittsburgh Dad so much. I go back and watch that shit all the time just to get the Pittsburghese running through my blood, man. Your TikTok have been very good. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, Armand. Myron called the towel terrible because it was simply catchy and fun. That was from Sean. Big pun. I don't do Facebook. I do YouTube and porn. Oh, best comment of the night goes to the Punisher, man. Big pun. Even though you were on my nerves about the Omar Khan shit, big pun, you get best comment of the night. That was absolutely hilarious. I needed that laugh. Thank you, thank you, thank you, my friend. Let's go Steelers #1. Awesome, JD. Absolutely, JD is awesome, man. Last month of May, main contributor, contributions, and we truly appreciate it. And we appreciate all of you guys. I really do. And I know some people aren't going to be able to do that stuff, and that's fine with me because I'm here for everybody, man. And I appreciate everything that anybody does. And just hitting the like button is deeply, deeply appreciated by me. And I can't say that anymore than I do. I just really, truly, truly value you guys and try to value everything in terms of your opinions and try to give you the best things that I can. AWOL, I know you don't just watch the Steelers play. What other team do you watch? I watch the Browns and hope they lose. I watch kind of everybody, but do I watch anybody intimately other than the Steelers? No. I watch a ton, though, of football in terms of the broad picture. I watch a ton of it. But I'm not going to sit there and know every name of a player on every team. I just ain't into it like that. But I definitely love football as a of the game. But I also coach youth football, so my time is limited during football season a lot of the times because I'm ultra concerned with what's going on with them, and being a coach takes a lot of time, so that's a little bit rough. But yeah, I watch a lot, but there's no other teams that I intimately watch. I could care less about making sure I'm home to watch any other team other than the Steelers. I do watch a lot of Pitt Panther football. I watch a lot of that in terms of college. That's probably the most college that I watch is Pitt. Um, yeah, that's about it. I know, Mike. Me too, man. Hopefully, I'll get to see a lot of you guys down there in draft next season, the 2026 draft, man. I would love the opportunity to get a lot of pictures with you guys just so I can post them on the page and the Facebook page, the TikTok, the Instagram, X, all that stuff. I would love to be able to have a bunch of pictures with a lot of you guys just because I think that would be absolutely cool to put some faces with some names, man. It would definitely be. Okay, Big Ben or Mahomes? Mahomes. Mahomes. I agree with Pun only about it being a big mistake to let Justin Fields get away, but I like the job Khan's doing. They Justin Fields, they weren't going to pay him, guys. They didn't want him. Let's be real honest. They weren't going to pay him for that kind of money, and the Jets overpaid him. And if you want the guys, here's the real thing. Again, I value your opinions, and I think there's truth to everything. But if you look at the Steelers and the reality of the Steelers, Justin Fields was overpaid. Overpaid. Yeah, he hasn't done anything in this league yet. You can't give somebody a guaranteed $40 million contract for doing nothing. Literally nothing. And the Steelers see that. Just because some fans are all about paying people that have never done anything, the Steelers are smarter than that, guys. They're smarter than that. Stan Dig Cal U football. Yes, he did. Oh, you got the games way down there in Orlando? That's freaking awesome, man. My wife went to Cal U. I would love Patrick Mahomes. Oh, yeah. Hey, Wall, I love your show. It's like watching the Kardashians in football. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. Robert Road Mahomes' father pitched for the Pirates for a short time. Yeah, I heard that, Robert. That's kind of crazy, ain't it? That's where he gets that arm from, though. Sleeping Lady in the house. What's up, Sleeping Lady? Guys, too, Tom Ford, ain't no party like a Diddy party Ford. If you're out there, can you reach out to downtown Joel Broadway? I haven't heard any updates on him, and that just popped into my head when I was thinking about viewers. So if you reach out to him, see what's going on with him. I'm going to see if I still have his email. I'm going to try to reach out to him too, man. I'm a little concerned about him. Um, Mark Collins, everyone is worried about get another receiver. I want one as well. But if the Steelers pull off the trades for two of the three tight ends, Jonnu Smith, Kyle Pitts, Cole Kmet, if you get one or two of them, well, you're not going to get two of them. We'll say that for sure. But maybe you get one, and that would be awesome. But do you have to? No, it's luxury if you do. That's it. Ah, Za says Irish whiskey. I like Irish whiskey. Some people like Irish Spring soap. Mark Collins, they are I don't know what that was, buddy. I think it cut off there. Mike, I like Fields, but his weakness can't read defenses. He doesn't trust his own eyes. Maybe they told him check it down. Yeah, they told him to check that fucking price down, and he wasn't willing to. But the Jets are dumb enough out there in New Jersey to pay that young man a bag for doing nada in this league. Mark Collins, those 33 tight ends are a mismatch. Yeah, elite tight end play is hard to defend. You're right, Mark. And you saw the Patriots do it years ago, and I think the Steelers could duplicate that if they really wanted to. Just right now with Darnell Washington and Patrick Mahomes or Patrick Mahomes. That was so stupid. Pat Fryermuth. Um, the Steelers are about to destroy Justin Fields on the first game. Yeah, they're going to try to put him to sleep, man. They're going to try to murder that dude. Sleeping Lady, I think Fields does well early in the season when he can run and throw on rusty defenses. Same as last year. I believe he will still or stall out by midseason, and we'll see Kyle McCord make his debut. That could very well happen, Sleeping Lady. That's a good assessment. Daniel Warman, where is it? Daniel Warman. Last year, the Steelers were picked to finish third, 13 games. They were 10-3 with the quarterback situation. Do you think they overachieved? Also, late in the season, injuries were a factor. Absolutely, late injuries were definitely a factor. Do I think they overachieved? No, I think they underachieved because they were on a roll. And when you're on a roll and you have 10 wins, like you pointed out, 10-3 at the 13 game mark, there's no excuse to take a slide like that, and I gotta blame some of that on injuries, no doubt. It's a game of attrition, man, and it wears on you, and it's a problem. And I get that, but I gotta blame a lot of that on Mike Tomlin too for not making a change, not even attempting to go back to Justin Fields or nothing to get a spark. He just kind of stayed status quo, and I think that was a mistake on Mike Tomlin's part there. But a 10-3 football team, I don't believe they overachieved. I think they underachieved in the back 5 games or in the last 5 games. Big pun. Speaking of overpaying, Con has us in a bind where we will have to overpay a high pick to land a wide receiver to the season. False, bro. False. False. You don't even know who they're going after. You can't even say that. And what do you mean in a bind? They're not in a bind. How are they in a bind? I don't understand how they're in a bind in the wide receiver room. I just don't get it. I don't get it, man. Do they need more depth? Absolutely. You always do. But they make good decisions, man. We don't even know what Roman Wilson's going to do. We don't know what Calvin Austin's going to do. There's other guys. Ben Skoranek, I really like him. You don't know about him. He might pop the fuck off. Chances are probably not, but man, he's a good special teamer. Keep him around. Maybe late in the year when there's some injuries, you use a guy like Ben Skoranek. I really like him. We'll see. But I think there's a lot of what ifs in that room, definitely. And you could add some more security, but I'm not going to call it a bind. I'm not going to do that. Rob Lightfoot, Jason, will you say the same if Fields' career turns out to be better than you and the Pittsburgh think it will? I believe with my football knowledge that Justin Fields will be a starting quarterback in the NFL. Well, he is a starting quarterback in the NFL, so there really ain't nothing there, buddy, with that. But would I apologize or say that I was wrong? Absolutely. If I'm wrong, Rob. You know that, buddy. I ain't gonna sit here and bullshit you. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I'm not always right. And nobody is. But I definitely, with my football knowledge, I got to say this. Justin Fields hasn't done anything for it to warrant $40 million fully guaranteed. There's no argument there. And there's nothing that we can sit there and compare to season wise and say, well, he did this really, really well in this season, maybe stumbled a little bit here. He's never been a lights out guy, that you're going to pay $20 million a year to. I just don't see it. It's a grab, it's a reach on the Jets' part. You got to see when you're getting guys for the quarterback situation out of free agency, you got to see some sort of production. The Steelers made a mistake with it when they got Mitchell Trubisky acting like he was going to be some god and a fix it, like he was going to fix the quarterback situation in the city of Pittsburgh. They were dead wrong about that. He was not. He didn't have anything that would scream out to you that he was going to do it. No track record that said he was going to do it. They got bamboozled there. So the Steelers made a mistake there. Justin Fields hasn't ever proved it. Now, in the draft, it's always a gamble. You go out and you try to figure it out, and that's a gamble. You never know. But if I'm wrong about Justin Fields, I'm wrong. But just being an average starting quarterback isn't impressive. Not to me, anyway. But hey, if I'm wrong, brother, and I'll admit it. No, it was 51% of the snaps, Rob, I think, is what it was. They would have had to give him a fourth. So I don't know how that would have worked out, but he could have went back to him for a half of football. He could have went back to him for one game. That's not half of the season. 6 games isn't half of the season. That's not 51% of the snaps. So he could have went back to him for 1 game to try to get a spark. So that wouldn't have cost him. Big pun. How we in a bind? We have no proven wide receiver too. DK, old ass Woods, and a bunch of unprovens. I think Calvin Austin's proven something to you, a leap every single year. Roman Wilson's a guy that you drafted. Everybody was excited about when we drafted him. Why aren't we excited about him now? The guy didn't get a chance really to do anything last year. We're gonna write him off without really watching him play. Uh, you know, I think Calvin Austin is a number 2. Should he be? No. He should be a number 3. But Robert Woods is a chain mover. Again, they have a lot of 3s and 4s, and I understand there's no proven wide receiver 2. I get that. But I think you have tight ends that are really, really good. I just don't think it's a bind. I don't think you're in a horrible situation. Could the situation be better? Absolutely. It always could. But I don't think the Steelers are willing to go out there and risk it all to get some wide receiver, today. I think they're going to wait till training camp. I know fans are impatient, and I think you are impatient, Big Bun, and you haven't let this process play out just yet, and you're writing Omar Khan off, you're writing the Steelers off. They will make a move. They'll get somebody. You're just not being patient enough, but it's probably not going to happen until training camp, and that's the reality of it. Why? Because there's going to be more people available then. That's why. There's going to be more trade options available. There's probably going to be more people just kicked out into the free agency market then. I can guarantee you they make some sort of deal somewhere throughout this summer, but it's probably going to be a lot later. You're looking probably in August when a deal is made. Late July, early, probably first week of August is when you'll probably see a deal done. So relax, calm down. We don't know what this wide receiver room is going to look like in 2025 because the story hasn't been written yet. The 2 receivers they are most likely to have a huge chance are Dobbs and Trey Palmer. I like Dobbs. If we don't get a viable number 2 wide receiver, Muth will need 80 catches to compensate. Oh, excuse me. I'd love to see Muth get 80 catches, whether or not they get a wide receiver 2 or not. Even if they get one, I'd like to see Muth with 80 catches. That'd be fucking awesome, baby. Lamar Jackson has same issue. He does so well in a regular season on rusty Ds, but when facing better defenses later in the season and pressure's on, he is less effective. That's the real test. Absolutely, it is. I hope you do, Mike. I hope I run into you, buddy. Muth can be an average number 2 wide receiver. That's from Armon. Mike Drop, I do believe you're correct. Wait until camp plus Rogers will say, hey, we need a number 2. Yeah, they've had those discussions, guys. He's not springing any, crazy things on the Steelers in terms of, hey, I want this or I want that. They've had these discussions. They know what he wants. But again, we're not patient, myself included. None of us are patient and waiting. They will make a move. Relax. They'll figure it out. It's just going to be a little bit later. All right, guys, I got to get the hell out of here. We've been going for over an hour, man. But again, thank you very much for all the super chats. Don't forget to get those Mic Drop Mafia memberships. They are 99 cents a month, and you have to have one to be involved in the jersey giveaway. And if you don't have one and that jersey gets given away, you're going to say, what if? What if? Well, what if your ass, it ain't going to matter? You ain't going to get it. So get that jersey, man. All right, guys, I will leave you with the best intro, outro in the business, man. And that is only here on Mic Drop Sports. So until tomorrow, I'm Jason. Thank you for watching. Actually, no. I'll be back Friday. Tomorrow we have youth football practice. No show tomorrow. I will put out a daily upload, though, and I'll put out a couple shorts for tomorrow. So we will see you then, and thank you for joining in, man. We'll see you guys. Peace.
Power takes an approach as a coach.
Let's go. Let's go. It's a field back block, and that's
the guy that rolls his body around. Mic Drop Sports. Steel City Live.